Hello, everyone, and let's talk about Garten of Banban VII. So, it's released, and, well, obviously, this review will contain spoilers, as in the description below. So, it's time for me to review this game. I'm going to review this game. Well, it's dethroned 3 as my favorite in the whole series. I can't deny that I like this game quite a bit. I give it at least a 5 out of 10, whereas I would give 3 at most a 5 out of 10. I am intrigued. I'd have to compare it to Dark of the Moon to see if it's worthy of getting at least 5.8, lowest score as Kung Fu Panda 4 has, obviously. So, let's get into the plot. So our player character gets on the elevator, the two-headed thing falls, we escape Nabnalina, the surgeon kidnaps us, we nearly get our organs stolen, but then we set up a trap involving a naughty one, and the surgeon lets us go. Following that, we then get involved in a plan to summon Jumbo Josh to help defeat Sir Dadadoo and his army. I can now say clearly his name is Sir Dadadoo, and the Euphoric brothers did unblock, and everyone else, though they may have reblocked some of them for different reasons. And so, continuing onwards, we get to all this city stuff, with cameos from, Fusion the Gamer, Razbowski was in there somewhere. There's some other people as well. Speaking of various accents and languages, we meet back up with Sheriff Toadster. Then we meet a heavily mutated, modified Bittergiggle. He chases us, and then Sheriff Toadster catches us, leading us to the scene where some have said that the game locked in. I sort of agree. This is where the series sort of began an improvement. Bittergiggle, for what we can tell, perishes. For realsies, until true resurrection, all that stuff. So, until whatever form of the inevitable true resurrection happens in the Banban timeline, he has legitimately perished. And so, with that, Toadster finally frowns. Then, of course, we meet Stinger Flynn. He gives us another dream, and in this one, everyone jumps out of the plane because of an argument between Banban and Stinger Flynn. And it's crazy. Then, we are chased by Opila Bird and Tarta Bird. After that, we have this collar. We end up going into a class taught by Banbalina. Then we meet back up with Syringion. We look for Jumbo Josh, get a Javanium thing, put in the scepter. Sir Dadadoo arrives, and he is angry. Very angry, because he was betrayed. I'm happy they went the aligned Megatron / Atrocitus route with Sir Dadadoo. So he and Syringion have an altercation, he gets into the trap, and then the army comes, and then Jumbo Josh arrives, and he fights the army, and pummels Sir Dadadoo, then he bites into the staff, and it explodes. Also, there's a poster called Lick of 87. Everyone is back to normal. Well, but it turns out there's this blue Banban, who Banban stole the position of. Yes, apparently. Then Syringion knocks us unconscious. And then there's the trailer for Banban 8, which of course has us seeing, well, Banban is alive, and he's talking to the blue Banban, who he replaced. Although Banban is now going through his punished arc. Punished Banban. So now, on to my thoughts on the game after having summarized the plot. As I said before, it's to Throne 3, and is at least 5 out of 10. So, let me really talk about this game and what I hope for. It's pretty obvious that, like all franchises, Banban will never end. Every franchise is without ending. Once it starts, it never stops. Unlike existence itself, which has no beginning and which not only has no ending, but also no end, but also no beginning. The franchises are never ending by their nature. They're eternal. They have no ending. They have no end. This arcs, though, are a different story, and this arc will probably transition to the next or stop until the next starts, whenever that could be. It could be once True Resurrection happens. It could be next week. Who's to say? Point is, this arc is definitely is getting closer. Sir Dadadu is presumably defeated. The Naughty One's corpses litter the streets. The brainwashing is done. And Stinger Flynn is now on our side, at least to some extent. So now the question really becomes, what to do next? And really, I've said this before, and I get the impression that I can't say if I've said this before, but Uthman seems like he will be the next villain, and probably the true villain of this arc, since he seems to be the one responsible for all the stuff with Sir Dadadu and all that. So I imagine that he will more or less take center stage. I can't really say, though. This is just a teaser trailer. We need to wait a little bit longer for a true trailer, for like a true trailer, for a true trailer 1. I'm patient, though. I'm patient. We'll get it. We'll get it no later than early July. Until then, I'm going to be left entirely guessing about this next game. My anticipation for this game was the highest, obviously. So, of course, it's at least 5 out of 10. Now for my hopes for future games. Well, to put it bluntly, if Sir Dadadu has survived, let's say the Naughty One's courses thing is an exaggeration, I'd like to see him maybe get a redemption arc, perhaps. I'm curious to see just how many characters have perished until Resurrection, if any. So, that leads us to Banban. My favorite character in the series lives. As of the Chapter 8 trailer, he's punished now because he's down an eye and he's heavily scarred. So the question becomes, what happens next, as I said before? And really, I can't guess properly. I just can't guess, because this series has essentially blown its load. This series is effectively getting towards its the arc. The franchise will never end. The arc has gotten to its, well, it's starting to I can't say if it's starting to crescendo yet, but we're definitely further into the arc. I said this in Garten of Banban VI, and I say it even more now. We are definitely moving through this arc, and not only moving through, I think we are starting to move towards the latter section of this arc. We may only have another 2 games of this arc, 8 and 5. 5. This game did indeed have Sir Dadadu being defeated, just as I would expect. But with the defeat of Sir Dadadu, now there comes, obviously, the question of who's the next to be villain. As I said before, I assume it'll be Uthman. It could be someone else. But I feel like this arc will climax with a war against Uthman Adam. A battle against Uthman Adam. He'll be stopped. The wrongs will be righted. All that sort of stuff. We'll get our children back, and all the other children will be free. All the adults will be free. Although they may be freed in the next game. I think that's what I have to say. Thank you all for watching. Tell others if you would assume they would be interested. Please hit the subscribe and notification. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next video. And always know for 100% certain, as I already know for 100% certain, that there are infinite timelines. There are infinite timelines. Time has no beginning and no ending. Always know for 100% certain that time... Okay. I know for 100% certain, and I tell you to always know for 100% certain the omniversal constants. There are infinite timelines. Time has no beginning and no ending. And the resurrection of every living being that has perished in this entire timeline since life started is inevitable.